back to episode number 4 of Social Buzz Unplugged. Today we have Kshitiz with us, the coder, the developer of ITXITPro.
Thank you so much, Monica, for this warm welcome and the amazing introduction.
So, Kshitiz, how was your day?
It was good. Like in the morning, it was a little bit hectic. By lunch, it was like, very easy going and all because it's Friday. So that's why.
You were recently doing some very important task. What was that?
It was like, we are getting kind of a cyber attack from some random malware because the leads that we are generating from the website, they are sending us a blank emails. So that's why, I wasn't working on that, we should not get the blank emails. That was the task I was working on.
So it's been a year. You have been with ITXITPro.
Almost.
Like, who has been the most creative person who works under pressure creatively?
I think Shreya works amazingly, and also Amit Samal. They both have very different part in my heart. They work really well in my team, and they are the very creative one, and they work really well in under pressure as well.
You mentioned Shreya. Shreya is the only girl developer in your team.
Yes.
So how do you take this? Like, what is your take on that?
I understand that Shreya is a girl developer. Like, she has never showed me that a kind of a tantrum. She has been a really fascinated developer. She's very hardworking. I mean, it's just like I never realized that I'm working with a girl developer because she has never showed her that side. That's why.
Let's start from the beginning. How does a normal day look like for you?
Normal day looks like I come to the office and I take meeting for all the developers that what they have done yesterday and what they will do in the rest of the day, and I have to keep track of it that whatever they are doing, it has to be completed by the end of the day, and take care of the clients, sugarcoat all the things that we will complete all of the tasks. That's all.
Okay, nice. How do you balance your work life and personal life?
It's just a kind of manageable thing that I manage in a way that I do not get distracted from my personal life when I'm giving time to my family, and I do not get distracted from work when I'm talking to my family when I'm at work.
Interesting. He's a father of a 9-year-old girl child. उनके साथ में कैसे manage करते हो चीजें?
When she goes to school, so I take care of her that her clothes are proper, her bag is totally equipped with all the subjects textbook that she's going to need for the day. And when I drop her, then after that I just take care of myself and start working for myself, and I come to office. That's all.
Interesting. मतलब project management at home also and at work also. Okay then, spicy one. Describe Vikram sir in one line. He
motivates me. He gives the opportunities to work under him, and learning a new things day by day.
Okay, let's take your hot take on the IT industry. ChatGPT or chat support?
I think ChatGPT.
Why?
Because it has more accurate answer.
Worst jargon in IT?
We'll do it ASAP.
If the IT industry had a tagline, what would it be?
It's a kind of technical race in which each and every company is running, and one company is moving ahead in certain technology. The rest of them follows them.
I'm going to say a sentence and you have to say truth or trash. Someone on your team works better after 10 p.m.
Trash.
I thought you work after 10 p.m.
I do work, but not better work after 10 p.m. I just work, that's all. I better work in the morning.
But you were the one planning for the night shift.
I was the one planning, but it's not I work better, but I will get better clients. There will be only foreign clients if I work in the night shift.
You have attended a meeting where nothing was discussed, but everything was assigned.
Yes.
Your bug once restored by restarting your laptop.
Yeah, multiple times.
It's the laptop, not you.
It's never the developer, trust me.
Yeah.
It's always the server's issue.
Or the tester.
Yeah, tester's issue. Or client made some mistake.
Vikram sir once gave a motivational speech that ended in a deadline extension.
Trash, because he motivates us to work not under the pressure, because there was never a deadline.
That motivation is not pressuring.
Yeah, motivation is different and pressure is different.
You never feel pressurized here?
No, never.
Do you pressurize your teammates?
I do not pressurize, I help them to work faster, that's all.
One experience where you have been literally pissed from your teammate?
There was a designer whom I was working with. I have told him to make some changes multiple times, but still he was not able to do it, and the client actually lost it, so he shouted at me, and I tried not to shout on the designer. Firmly told him that you have to do it as fast as you can. I got really pissed at that time that it should not happen, and it was a really easy task that should not take such amount of time that it took.
It's good that you don't give pressure to your team members.
I try not to, but sometimes when client is
sitting on
my on my head. I had to.
Some anonymous teammates have sent questions, totally not from your development group. Why do you assign tasks on Friday 5 p.m.?
It's just that whenever I get the task and I just assign them, it's just like I can also tell them that you can do it on Monday if you want. But if you'll do it right now, I would appreciate it.
Will we ever get a 4-day work week? It's my question too.
Of course, if you will be able to finish the 5-day job in 4 days, of course you will get a 4-day job.
Not possible.
Not possible not to do 5-day job in 4 days or getting a 4-day job.
Both, actually.
Okay, yeah.
If we miss a task, can we say we are on a mental health break?
No. Why would you say that?
It was not my question.
No, it's okay. But it's still mental health break.
It's a thing.
Maybe for the Gen Z kids. But it's like mental health thing. If you can take a day off, bro, just don't mess up my project.
Okay, you used a word Gen Z. How do you deal with them?
There are Gen Z people in my team, but still they do not show such kind of tantrum. They are highly motivated, eager to take tasks, tedious tasks as well, that they are able to finish it under my supervision.
So you are willing to hire Gen Zs?
Yeah, I actually prefer working with people who are under 25 because they are more willing to learn and more willing to take tedious tasks. When a person is already learned something and he or she is doing a repetitive task, it would be very monotonous job for him. So that's why he would avoid working on the same thing.
Okay. So some people say Gen Zs don't work, they take off on Fridays, Saturdays. So is it a myth kind of thing, or it just created a thing just for Gen Zs?
Maybe they have faced it, but when it comes to programming, you have to be really committed to the task. I'm really sorry, but it's just not like a digital marketing department. It's a different department.
Personal attack.
Not a personal attack at all. But programming is a different. You need a mature person to work on the program because it takes patience. That typing if else and for loop. It's not posting a story on Instagram.
So you think social media, SEO, digital marketing is an easy job?
That's a really controversial question. I would not like to answer that.
So how many years you have spent in this industry?
Approximately 11 years now.
11 years.
1 year in this company. Yeah. Before that, I have 10 years of experience.
Okay. How things have evolved? What are the changes you have faced when you were a part of a team and now you are leading a team? Is there a difference between mindset, work, culture, something?
I think the things just got easier when it comes to programming, but earlier it used to be very, very difficult 10 years ago. Why it got easier is there are a lot of tools that are helping when it comes to PHP. The Laravel is their coordinator is there, so there are multiple frameworks. They have already built it and we just have to implement it. Now from last couple of years, AI has taken over anything, and it's just the work of 10 people in my programming field. I can just manage that kind of work with 4 people, so it's that fast. I just don't need to create the database. I just don't need to create the connection between the database and PHP. So it's just it can be done via ChatGPT, Grok, or DeepSeek. So I can use any AI tool and they do it very quickly, and meanwhile I'm sipping a cup of coffee. That's fine.
As an expert, what would you guide to someone who's learning or wants to learn, wants to be the part of this industry? What will be your guidance to them?
If you have decided to work under the programming, and I think half of the task is done. My mindset works I'm giving the orders to computer and computer is following my orders. It's just mental status. I feel very smart that I'm managing the computer, and whatever I'm saying, it is doing it. And if you have already taken the mindset that you will work on the programming field, and half the task will be done if you will learn programming loops, and if you will master one programming language, then I think you are good to go.
Okay, great. What is the first step? What is the first language one should master?
I think the principle of programming languages, which is how the if conditions work or for loop, how do they work. So if you will master that, the rest of the languages will follow. It's not a very big rocket science. It's easy thing if you have a map ready in your mind.
Alright, Kshitiz. Just a small rapid fire round. Most overused word in our office.
इसका सबसे अच्छा आंसर मुझे ऐसा लगता है शीट बना लो.
Most iconic team excuse.
I have to go to my family function.
And if it's something related to the project, if the project is not working, something like that.
Whenever something is not working in the project, they always say that it was working yesterday, but now it's not working.
I think it's common.
Yeah.
Night owl or early bird?
Night owl.
One word for your boss.
Motivational speaker.
Your code debugging phase looks like.
It's very serious. You should not see it.
I have seen it. A task you secretly avoid.
Documentation.
Friday evening meeting invites. Accept or decline?
I have to accept.
Okay, that was it. Thank you so much, Kshitiz, for joining us. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode.